Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Bernardston Select Board meeting for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. And just to note, this meeting is being broadcast live on BNC TV, channel 1075 on the Comcast cable, and live streamed on YouTube. This meeting will be available for later viewing on YouTube or by following the link at townofbernardston.org. First order of business tonight. This is our first meeting after the election, so we'll reorganize the select board. And I'd make a motion to have Brian Herview become the chair of the Bernardston Select Board.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I would also make a motion for Ken Bordeweek to become the vice chair of the Bernardston Select Board.
So moved.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Somebody want to make a motion for clerk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I would make a motion that Brian Keir be selected as clerk of the town select board.
second. All those in favor? Jeez, I'm so
Aye,
lost.
aye.
I apologize. Aye.
Now it's you.
And now it's me. All right.
Officially turned it over. Perfect.
Good evening. All right, we'll start off with the warrants. I'll entertain a motion for the payroll warrant in the amount of $61,263.88.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion for the vendor warrant in the amount of $157,283.14.
So moved.
Second.
Just a note, this includes our Franklin County Tech School assessment of $83,039. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Going on to the minutes, entertain a motion for the regular meeting minutes of April 15th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion, corrections?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion for the special meeting minutes of April 29th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Calendar and announcements. The Fire and Water District Commissioners meeting will be Thursday, May 14th at 6 p.m. at the district office, 295 South Street. The Solid Waste District's Spring Clean Sweep Bulky Waste Day is Saturday, May 16th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Collection locations are the Irving Highway Garage, Mohawk Trail Regional School, and Whately Transfer Station. Details are available at the Franklin County Waste District.org or townofbernardston.org. Police Services Advisory Committee will meet Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 at 11 a.m. at the Bernardston Town Hall. The Cushman Library Play and Learn will be Wednesday, May 20th and May 27th from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And the 50th anniversary of the Gas Engine Show and Flea Market will be at Pratt Field, May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. There'll be a special town meeting Thursday, May 28th at 6 p.m. in the Bernardston Town Hall. Going on to appointments, Corinne Coriette?
Close.
Uh-oh. Gonna say.
Corinne Coriette.
Coriat,
Correct.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Candidate for state representative since Natalie Blay resigned earlier this year. No special election was called to fill the vacancy. Corinne worked alongside Natalie and is a candidate for the vacant representative seat. She joins us tonight to introduce herself to the town of Bernardston. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
It's good to meet with you
Come on
guys.
up to the
Can we
table if
sit?
you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Then they'll pick you up a little better on the microphone.
Okay, perfect. How are you guys?
We're well.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Corinne. I think we've probably worked together in some capacity in the past 5 years. I've been working for Natalie for a long time, but and now Lou is back as well.
Yeah.
What brought you back?
I missed everybody.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Almost everybody.
Almost serious, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to take an opportunity to, come introduce myself, talk about what's going on in Bernardston, how I can be supportive. Been doing this for a long time and really just want to keep doing it. Crazy or not.
Good for you.
I was at your town meeting a couple weeks ago too.
Okay.
Rather entertaining start. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm glad that your finance committee member was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That she was a champ.
Yes, she was.
sure,
That's
for
Jane
sure.
for sure.
The world doesn't know how hard she hit that floor.
Yeah,
She was
Oh,
out of
yeah.
commission.
yeah,
Still is.
Is she really?
Yeah, she usually
She
comes to
okay?
our meetings.
yeah,
Yeah, she'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, should be fine.
She is a trooper.
for
She
sure,
is,
for
yeah.
sure.
Finance committee members tend to be like that. That's
Yeah.
what I find. Yeah, yeah. So what's going on in Bernardston?
Well, I was gonna ask, so what are the plans? What do you got for?
Oh, so a lot of the work that we've done over the past 5 years and that I want to continue to do is about regional equity. Basically making sure that folks in Boston are allocating resources out to this part of the state in a way that meets our needs, because right now we're just not getting the level of funding that we need to maintain, our most basic infrastructure.
Right.
We changed the Chapter 90 formula pretty recently to include roadway mileage as a factor in how we're allocating those funds in addition to just population. So that's been a big help. But we're really looking at every formula like that to be like school funding in Chapter 70, where obviously our schools are struggling out here to be able to just fulfill their operational
Right.
costs and needs. And I'm really a nerd for Chapter 70. I'm like ready to jump in and do
good.
some reform, and I think we'll have an opportunity to do that soon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like coming up on the 10 years of the Student Opportunity Act, so we have an opportunity soon to make some changes to that. But otherwise, it's really a part of like every piece of this conversation. It's housing,
Yeah.
it's transportation, it is climate resiliency, it is public safety. Making sure that we have programs that fit our communities. Like with housing, we don't need 100 apartments in Bernardston, but maybe we need 5, or we need 10 small family homes that are more affordable. So that's kind of the outline of it, and I'm doing it because I like I said, I really love this work. I love these communities. I'm from Williamsburg originally. I now live in Deerfield, and so far so good. It's been really positive.
What do you
Is
think of the?
Deerfield in your district?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come the people of Bernardston, the people of your district, are disenfranchised by when Natalie retired, whatever? The
Just general lack of representation right now.
yeah, we don't get a vote. We don't get seen. We don't get heard.
Yeah.
Our opinions don't matter. We've disappeared off the map in Boston.
I hear you.
And I don't.
Well-
Is that unprecedented? Do they do that all the time? Is it
It's not uncommon.
really?
Basically, it depends on when the member resigns at what time in the term, and she was kind of on this cusp. It's based on a recommendation from the Secretary of State's office to the Speaker of the House to decide to call a special election or not. So, these were conversations that I just have not had a part in.
We didn't either.
Right?
We got stiffed
Mhm.
I
badly.
hear you. I hear
Um,
that. And
It seemed that the Speaker of the House kind of went into business for himself in deciding that there was not going to be a special election. And, speaking on behalf of the board, I think that stings a little bit.
yeah, absolutely.
And certainly as a rookie in the State House, I wouldn't expect that you would have the clout to walk up to him and say, "Hey, Mr. Speaker, what gives here?"
Yeah.
But it really lends itself to life doesn't exist west of 495.
Right. Well, this is why we've been kicking and screaming. I'm right there with you. You're right. Especially as a staff member, I just don't have that kind of political power to tell the speaker what needs to be done. I'm continuing, to be a staff member in the office until just last week. I decided I needed to step away to focus on running for office and finishing up my law degree
Where?
at Western New England.
Okay.
Yep, I got one more semester.
Good for you.
Nice.
Bear with me. But the office continues to be staffed. My colleague Kelly is, still doing constituent services, will be available to town administrators if issues come up, to liaison with state agencies. So, we want to make sure people know that there are still supports, but yes, certainly recognize that not having a member in the seat does not, give us the same political power.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very true.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
How do you, whenever you mentioned maybe Bernardston only needs 10 small family homes or 5 apartments or things like that. So as you increase your population, your assessments for all the varying things also increase.
Yeah.
And understandably so, which also increases the burden on the local services besides regionalization. It
Mhm.
increases all of that. At some point, there's the point where you have to grow either really large in order to absorb the rising costs, as opposed to if you're growing a little bit, and I'm not suggesting I'm against growth, don't take that the wrong way, but at some point that becomes almost counterproductive to
Yeah.
what we're trying to afford. you
Yeah.
know?
I certainly am not interested in turning Bernardston into Springfield
Yeah,
or
no, no, no.
Worcester, but
Right.
Thank you.
But I think that there's a balance, right?
Yeah.
And it has to come from communities
Yeah.
too. This is like
Oh, yeah.
all of our work we have to do in partnership. I think that that's something we've really tried to be intentional about, and I will certainly continue to do that. People who are on your planning boards, or like the frontline folks who are working on zoning changes, or stuff like that. I think we have to just work together, and also rely on experts like people who work at the FERCog, or people who work at Rural Development Inc. in Greenfield. But I think there's always a balance, and what we're really trying to do is just make this sustainable. It's not right now. We're seeing decline. If we could get back to the numbers of like the early 2000s, so that we're at a point of like school enrollment where operational costs are maximized in terms of like efficiency. So we're not going to a classroom with one teacher who has 10 kids instead of they could have a classroom of 20 kids. Things like that. It's certainly honestly, it's interesting because most people have never brought that that side of the concern to me. It's more concern for the opposite, that we're projected to see population continue to decline, which just makes it more difficult for us to access resources in Boston. And it's a combination, right? It's a combination of making sure that the state is meeting us where we're at, making sure grant programs are designed for smaller communities, and also making sure that we're able to develop a tax base that is more sustainable for a town like Deerfield, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see that as a town or city grows,
Yep.
the cost gets greater,
Mhm.
and I'm looking at the offset from cherry sheets and various things from the state that
Mhm.
have to
Absolutely.
offset that
Yes.
that cost. And then the only other question I had was, because I harp on this all the time, is transportation,
Yeah.
regional transportation.
Yeah.
They promised us 100%. I don't think they've ever hit 100%, certainly not as long as I've been involved.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see 100% reimbursed like they promised
For regional transportation.
for regional
Yeah.
transportation.
Absolutely. I've worked a lot on RTAs, and also on the micro transit now that we have in parts of Franklin County, which has been super successful. Because of the fair share taxation, we now have a lot more money going into transportation. Granted, a lot of it's going to the MBTA, like 90% of it or something insane. So we just have to like really continue to advocate for those dollars, but we have been able to increase the budget by pretty significant amount for RTAs. I believe when I started, the level funding was like $90 million, and now it's up to $150 million. So we do have more service, and of course we can do better. And I'm gonna continue to push for that. Natalie was the chair of the RTA caucus, so I've worked with our administrators quite a bit, worked with the lobbyists who do transportation in Boston, and I think people just don't really understand how transportation out here works. Like, if you don't have a car, you're kind of screwed. And particularly for seniors, it's really important to be able to have reliable transportation. Just go to the grocery store and back, go to a doctor's appointment, go to the senior center, whatever it may be. So I would love to see that expansion, and also would love to expand East-West Rail and Northern Tier Rail as well, just to connect us as a state. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if I can pull you back to chapter 70 for a second,
Yeah.
since one of your likes is that.
Yeah.
The state, Desi did the whole listening sessions last year,
Yes.
in hopes that Chapter 70 would be looked at more seriously to make some changes. Do you have any inkling as to, is this going to be a 5-year plan like the state typically does? Because we're going to be dead in 5 years
Yeah.
with the schools.
So they do the adjustments every 10 years on the formula,
Right.
about-ish. So we're due for one next year, or next session, next legislative session. It's going to be, I think, quite a fight.
Yep.
Something like we're probably not just, representatives and senators have to be engaged in, but like all of our communities and our school boards. And the way that we've started to build a coalition around rural school aid, we're going to really need to be louder than our size to make sure that people are understanding that. And I am, have worked with Desi. I am probably as frustrated with Desi sometimes as you guys are, and we kind of blow their minds sometimes. I think they don't quite get it sometimes. So we've spent a lot of effort just trying to educate people, and of course, as soon as one person gets educated, they move on to the next thing, and we have to educate the next secretary, and it's like an ongoing effort that we have to just keep our foot on the gas for. And I think part of the reason why I am the best candidate for this is because I have those relationships. I day one, I'm ready to go. Like, I've been saying to people that I could be the rep tomorrow. Being a candidate is a whole different ballgame. Like, this is a whole other thing. So I'm really learning how to be a candidate right now. But the policy is clear to me. I think what we need is really clear to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm good.
It
Right.
was lovely to meet
Yeah,
you.
appreciate you
I
coming.
will remember it's pronounced Corinne. I
Yep.
hope from
Here,
now
I
on.
brought you my Tom card in case you want to
Thank
take
you.
a little read through.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your evening, you
Thanks,
guys.
Corinne.
Good luck with your last semester.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. I need it.
Be worth it in the end.
It will be.
Yeah.
My poor husband, he's like, we gotta get this done. I'm like, I want it.
Thanks, Corinne.
See ya.
Thank you. Next up, is Amy here?
No, she's not coming.
Amy is unable to be here tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right, we'll skip over that. Is Brian here?
Is Brian coming?
I didn't see him.
Brian was scheduled to be here, but the CDBG request is a simple motion and a vote,
Oh, okay.
if it pleases the board.
Sure. The Community Development Block Grant invoice for the Bernardston Estate Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project. The invoice request is for $162,355 and will be paid by the CDBG approved funds. So I will entertain a motion to approve the invoice request. Is that
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
any further discussion, questions?
Pretty straightforward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Jennifer Stennis, appointment to Recreation Operations Manager. After town meeting, the Rec Commission and Recreation Commission approval. Jen is here tonight, so the board can officially appoint her as Recreation Operations Manager to oversee the Bernardston Summer Camp. If the board has any questions regarding summer camp, this would be the appropriate time to discuss. Hi, Jen. How are
Can't
you?
hide back there.
I wasn't gonna.
How's Jen?
Good.
Good.
So what qualifies you for this?
Gee, I wonder.
We've been doing it for like a decade. Custom
Got a lot of kids signed up and
for camp.
yeah. Oh, have you even started signups yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think there's like at least 20 so far, and more.
okay.
They just keep rolling in now,
Yeah.
so which is good.
What was the total last year? Lots.
We had 100 registered, but 60 at one time. I think was
Was the high water mark?
Yeah. I don't really want 60 again.
Yeah.
No, that was a little bit much. I mean, it was like a fluke, I think, at the same time, but, and then we went back to doing, you have to be entering in kindergarten, because we had that big discussion, you and I did.
Yep.
We went back to doing, you have to be going into kindergarten, and then obviously those kids who want to stay on going to 6th, that they're welcome to. There's those parents that are like, I want my kids to just go to camp one more year before they are real teenagers.
How many weeks did you land on now that you know the
7.
end of school and
7 weeks.
7 weeks? That's
So it's not
That
too
was
bad.
last year? I thought it was more.
No, this year, I'm saying.
Yeah.
that's about where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
7?
I could have pushed for 8, but I kind of need training. I have CPR lined up June 20th for the counselors who need it. We're doing first aid, not next week, I think it's the week after, for those counselors that need to be first aid trained. So everybody comes in first aid trained, CPR trained, they're epi trained, they are concussioned, so they are all like, FERCog sets the standards, we follow it. And it's a permitted camp.
Do they check on you periodically?
Yes, they do, along with you guys.
Okay.
Did you land on a second adult now?
For,
Like, who'll be below you? Don't you usually have to have 2
yes,
adults?
yes. So Griffin Geruder will be the assistant.
Perfect.
And then we have 2 senior counselors, Mason Cummings and Will Glazier. So they'll be
Good.
the 2 senior counselors. So they're the ones who write in the books if there's a Band-Aid given out, if somebody bonks their heads, and it's all like legit. Last year we did filed 2 things to the state. One was for a kid who had chickenpox.
Oh, boy.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
That was a rare case. And then right at the end of the day, there was a little girl, like 1 minute before 4 o'clock, she ended up wedging her finger playing Foursquare, and it broke just right. I'm like, couldn't happen at like 4:01? No. 3:59, so I had to write the report, send it in the state. But I mean, we were by the books,
Yeah.
and I told FERCog straight up, and they're like, this is great.
Okay.
So
And the chicken
Cory and
pox is over.
Sories, you got all those?
that had been handed out to every single counselor, CIT, and junior CITs.
Handed out versus collected back.
They haven't come, I haven't gotten any of their applications, so they
Oh.
got their whole packet. The packets went out either last week or the week before, so we are ahead of schedule.
Okay.
And they're due to come back next week. So,
We
That's the
had
big
trouble
one.
with that last year.
Yeah, that's a big one.
yeah, Corey's, and because FERCog comes in and checks the Corey's and
Yes,
Sories.
they do.
So, and it's random when they do it, like, they don't tell me exactly. They just say we're coming in that week, and so I make sure they're ready to go. And they live here, I tell them that they have to come here. I don't want them at the school. Because it's a personnel file, not
Yep.
a school thing,
For sure.
so it's a little bit different.
Okay.
And then
So what are the big activities this summer?
this summer, I just went to the library, so we're hooked up with them for summer reading program. We are going to obviously go to Pratt Field, we'll do the park, we'll go to Creamy, we'll go to Sweet Lucy's. We have a bike rodeo set up the second week of camp with the
Police?
police department. We did
Good.
it last year at camp. It was amazing. The police department gave us helmets for kids who needed them. They set up these little radar guns. Mike, I forget his last name, but he always comes and
Berlinski?
maybe that's his name.
Yeah.
And he like clocks the kids and see how fast they go around the bus loop. Kids think it's great.
Or Mike Kelly? That's the other one.
I don't know which one.
Those are the only 2 mics I know.
One of them.
I'm gonna get Pete over there to wet down the area and make it a little more of a
I
challenge.
know, we tried that last year, but it didn't work out. We are going to do the K-9 unit with the sheriff's department again, more than likely. That was a huge hit last year. They came, we were a training site, so they did some training things and the kids got to see it. We actually hit a counselor in the woods and the dogs had to find him, so that was kind of neat. Jimmy last year hooked me up with a helicopter, so I'm not sure if we have that back on the radar. And that came
No
from the
pun
Cape.
intended.
So we'll see
Wow.
what he's got up his sleeve for us this year.
Yeah.
We are hoping that the art gallery is open and maybe take an art class, but we're waiting to see what their timeline is. And then we are going to work with a lady from Vernon. She does these Zen tangles, and it's like designs and stuff, and they color them in. She's going to give a lesson to our kids. So it's kind of like an art project kind of a activity. So,
So plenty's going on.
yes. And
How do
then
they apply?
online, Bernardston Rec, there's,
Is that the bernardstonrec.com or org?
no, Town of Bernardston.
Yeah.
Go to the three lines on the left-hand side, go to online services, and then click rec department, and it'll take you to Unipay, and you can sign up for the weeks. There's like multiple discounts till next week, and then they switch around again. The price of camp did not go up, even though the price of gas went up. And it includes breakfast, lunch, and snacks, thanks to Gil Montague, food director. They hooked us up with food, so
That's good.
parents don't have to pay that extra cost, because when you're at school, you get free lunch, no matter who you are. And when you go to other camps, you might have to pay for that. Or if your kids are home, you have to pay for them to eat.
You keep those kids hydrated?
Yes. All the time.
Bottled water or,
No, we have water fountains where you bring your water bottle and you refill them at school.
okay.
So that's a bonus.
Hmm.
And
Awesome.
you have a new storage locker? from
Not
last-
yet.
Not yet? Didn't
Mhm.
happen?
Nope. So currently, I
How come?
emptied out,
The snow came.
snow
they
came
couldn't
too
order.
early this time.
Okay.
So currently, I just took out last week all of our soccer goals out of the old one, and they're currently sitting on those rocks until they come.
Okay.
We've been talking to Brian about it.
I don't think he said, I think it was like gonna be like waiting for it to come or something. I'm gonna follow up with him again.
We're getting close to the end of the year. We gotta
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta,
move the pile here.
Yeah.
yeah.
So are we appointing you to two things tonight?
Yes, sir.
We're appointing you to the Recreation Operations Manager and the Bernardston Summer Camp Director,
Yes.
right?
Separate vote, or you wanna put it all in one motion?
All in one.
All in one motion. I would move to appoint Jennifer Stennis officially appoint her as Recreation Operations Manager to oversee the Bernardston Summer Camp, and as, what are the other thing I'm supposed to,
It's called the ROM. It's the Rec Operations Manager
that's the,
And,
and the Summer
Bernardston
Camp
Camp
Director.
Director.
and the Summer Camp Director.
correct.
I'll second that motion.
As bad as it
Further
was.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're in.
Very good.
And
That's
then
it.
at the gas engine show, there'll be a booth set up. We're raising money for scholarships for kids. There'll be a tag sale. There'll be glitter tattoos, I believe we're doing. And there's also a painting session. Do you know what that stuff's made out of? Is it like plaster Paris?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think it's plaster Paris. So it's kind of like a wannabe ceramics. You can come sit at the table and you can paint items. They'll be under $7 and you can take it and go. And we're doing a paint night at the elementary school, open to all ages. It's Friday, June 5th or 6th, whatever that Friday is, at the elementary school. And that money also goes to scholarships. So something different we're trying. We teamed up with Chris. She makes these cool,
Chris,
Milton,
okay.
from Fall Town Gifts. She has these molds and she pours them and then you can paint them. So something totally different we're trying out. I mean, anybody can come paint them, so different
Cool.
kind of a event.
If I wanted to be one of your counselors, is there a separate application for that on this link? Or is that chip sale?
To be a counselor, that you have to be a CIT first. That's a
Okay,
state.
so to be a CIT,
Then you can,
is there an application for that?
yes, you can email the rec department and we can get you an application.
And the
Those are-
email is,
rec@townofbernardston.org.
okay,
Yes,
you got your fill of counselors so far this year?
yes,
You got it more than enough?
yes.
You
Okay.
can't be a CIT.
Nice
I
try.
know,
Yeah,
I
you-
was
yeah,
Is
gonna,
there an age limit?
Sounded like he
I was gonna ask, it sounds way better than me hanging out at work, and I just wanted to be one of the kids in there. Could I
You want to
pretend
come
I
to a
was in
craft
sixth
or
grade?
you want to teach something? We'll take you on.
Yeah,
Teach him how to
I
balance
can
a
teach
checkbook or
soccer,
anything?
but that's about it.
All right, we'll take you. We play soccer every day at camp.
Okay,
If you want to come along, we'll
He's
take you.
sidelined right now. We gotta
I
get him
just
back.
wanted
That's
to go
it. I
hang
gotta-
out
I'm-
and read books and.
I'm on the ER, whatever, it's IR? IR.
Injured reserve.
Go to the art gallery and
We
play with the
can.
helicopter.
You can be
Yeah.
like you can be
The
like the
dogs.
sitting referee at Pratt Field when we play the kickball games.
It's
There you
something I
go.
might do.
I mean, they have a blast.
I
when
got a
they play-
striped shirt you can wear.
It's called wait what is it? It's called there's a name for this kickball game and you never get out and so like I forget the name of it but you play this kickball game and if they catch a ball you go to the outfield and then if you catch the ball you get to go back to the line and you get to kick
Okay,
again.
I see.
I don't know, it's like this infinity kickball game, but the kids love it.
I think Tyler just said we can air the games on BNC TV.
Oh, sure,
Really?
you wanna do that? It's summertime, it'll be like 11 o'clock in the morning.
We'll do play-by-play.
Yeah, we'll do the commentary.
Oh, boy.
We got
You're
two,
getting all
got
kinds
two
of help
good
here.
dugouts to use.
Oh, see, it's all good.
All right.
I'll give you a popsicle.
Sugar-free?
You see how much
Sure.
fun? See how much fun that is?
Yeah.
I want to just go be a kid.
Oh, and
just-
we are gonna try to hook up, actually, Sound Like Creamy has a new bike thing. I don't know
Ah,
if
I
you've
saw
seen
that,
it.
yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get that to come to our camp on a hot day.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So in case you wanna stop
Put the
by and get
popsicles in there.
Good.
Kids will chase the,
Chase the Blake.
Yeah,
all right.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Anytime.
Jen.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Brian, you gonna come up and take
Brian
our
is
money?
here.
Yeah, yes, Brian McHugh is here.
I thought I was gonna get on at 6:30. Did the state rep people come? or-
Yes,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Yeah, one of them was not able to attend
Okay.
tonight, so we're a little ahead of
early.
things.
Hello.
Hi,
Nice to see you
Brian.
again.
Pleasure's all mine. Good to see
So
you.
thank you. Did you go over this payment? This is the next
We did
progress payment.
Briefly, yep.
Yep. We are on the home stretch right now with this first Integrated States project, obviously. And expect to be completed in about 3 weeks. So
Nice.
everything, all the final grading's been done, it's been hydro-seeded. The pumps and the pump controls are going in the next week. We have there's some valves that are still en route, but they're supposed to be in middle of next week. Eversource came on Tuesday to do the transformer they had to put in to I can't remember if it's going from 3-phase to 1-phase or 1-phase to 3-phase. But anyways, powered up, so all the pumps can be, all the electrical works should be done by Friday, with the exception of.
Who's paying for the electric bill?
For what?
For the pumps? Pumps
What part
cost,
of this?
what, I know, but after this money is expensed?
Who's paying
The
for-
residents?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's theirs, yeah.
All right,
So they own everything there, so.
Okay, good.
Servicing, all that. I mean, they didn't have to, they were, at the beginning of this, they were looking to have to borrow money to do this project, so they haven't had to borrow anything, so.
it's a good thing.
900.
They can't afford it.
About a little under $1 million worth, and it's,
In the area that's hydro-seeded,
yeah.
in the rain the other day, there was a big puddle.
Okay,
Isn't that underneath the hydro-seeded, isn't that where the leach field is?
yes, well, there's a couple, there's hydro-seeded where the tanks are, and then there's hydro-seeds right, when you go in on the left-hand side, that's the whole leach field, yes.
Yeah.
So,
If the leach field doesn't drain the puddles,
yeah.
what does that say about the leach field?
It's a good question.
I didn't mean to
We'll
put
take-
you on the
no,
spot, I just
we'll
was,
take a look at that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, it has to.
go tomorrow, you'll see it.
Okay. It hasn't been, the engineer needs to sign off on all this stuff, and there's usually some settling. And then there's also warranty on it. In a year, if there's any problems with the seed, with the grass growing, they have to come back and reseed it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the grass, I'm worried about the drainage.
Yeah, I will say that when we dug up there, when they dug up the old leach field, it was remarkably in great. It was in great shape. It really was. It was like we were like, where's everything going? So he was able to reuse some of that because it was still in pretty good shape. So
Save
it's
some
been
money.
draining well.
Okay,
But I'll take a look at that. If it's puddling, then and it's not draining, then what kind of material did they put down? Is it permeable enough to drain? Yeah. Thanks for that point.
Which would be my question, because I saw the same thing, but I think is there a time frame in which, because it poured,
oh, yeah, I
right? And
did.
so when it pours anywhere.
I picked a bad
you're gonna
day to
get
look at it.
puddling anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's gotta be some sort of time frame.
Yeah.
It's gotta leach within a certain amount.
Yeah.
What are you,
I mean,
Title 5, is that what it is?
Yeah.
They fill the thing up with water and it takes 20 seconds for it to drain, or 20 minutes, or whatever it
Right,
is.
right.
They
Yeah.
pass the test.
Yeah.
So there were several perk tests that were done there because the size of the system, and the perks were always really good, which surprised people because not too far away are some wetlands.
You bet.
And so we were concerned with that, but that was one of the things I had going for it, this design. So we're, let's say, in about 3 weeks' time, I'll probably be back, or at least put another payment to you guys in 2 weeks.
You got 174,000 left.
Yep, yep.
You'll find a way to use that up.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's all the billings, there's a schedule of value, as you saw there, and there's that's sort of set at the beginning of the project, and then you bill out when you get things done. So they're gonna get the rest of that money. In fact, they were trying to get another pay rec in today, because they're beyond this right now, but they didn't get it done, so it'll be next time. And then there'll probably be one final payment, which will be the retainage. So there's 5% held back for repayment. And in the end, there's a lot of testing that has to happen here. They have to pressure test the system. So it's a pressure dowsing system. So when those pipes are going to get pressurized, they got to hold a certain PSI for X amount of time. All that has to happen. Some of the manufacturers have to come in. Generac is the generator company, because it's a commercial system. They've got to send somebody out. They've been notified. It usually takes about 2 weeks for them to come out. They've got to look at their system, make sure that it's all been done according to their specs, so that the warranty will be in effect. So in the end, we'll get a product manual from the contractor that will have all the products in it, all the warranties in it, and that'll be given to the association for maintenance and what have you. There will be some inspections that they'll have to set up every couple of years on some of the things to make sure they're still operational, but so we're hoping it's gonna end soon,
Nice.
With the Generacs, usually there's a testing schedule that I used to have one, and not for my house, but for business.
Yeah.
And every Friday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, the thing kicked on, and just to say, yep, it's working, everything's fine. And
Yeah,
then
I don't know exactly what the schedule is on this one. I'm not really sure, but Generac is going to come out, and then I'll
Teach
find
everybody
out.
how to do it.
Yeah, and
somebody's got to be in charge of it.
yeah,
And it's natural gas?
it's LP, so there's
Oh.
a big tank there right now. The
There's
tank,
no natural gas in Bernardston.
yeah. So there's
Okay.
the tank's there. It's full.
We got a lot of cows.
Yeah, there's other, a lot of
Sorry
methane.
about
But yeah, the tank's there already. It's full. It's ready to go. So yeah. So anyway.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good. So we authorized that payment.
You did.
We did.
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
It's all set.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll
Appreciate
see you
it.
soon. All right.
Yes, you will.
Good to see you.
All right, you too, Lou.
All right.
All right, new business, proposal for reduction in landfill monitoring. Engineer Mark Popham has been asked to provide a quote for preparation of a permit application, BWP SW-22, and a support narrative for the purpose of modifying the landfill's post-closure reporting. The application, once filed with the Commonwealth, may lead to reduced costs to the town in the future. Mr. Popham's quote is for $3,520.
Much cheaper than I thought it was going to be,
Yeah,
to be
it-
perfectly
it
honest with
actually
you. I mean,
is.
if this works,
It's going to
then
save us some dough.
it saves us about $11,000 every other
Right.
year
Yeah,
Yep.
forever.
for the foreseeable future. We just have to figure out where we're going to get that money from.
Right. And it was just part of it was, what was the, and I'm trying to remember that
Yep.
conversation. What we didn't need to test for anymore, or what we think. We don't
What we
need to
think,
test
yeah, I forget this. They
for. I
keep
know,
throwing
right?
new things into
There
it.
was a whole
What's
thing.
that?
The PFAS?
PFAS is the new one.
That's what we now have to test, which is elongated the testing.
Yeah, so they're
Right.
making us do everything still
Yeah.
because we're doing that.
But there were some things that we feel we should be able to drop off. the
Right.
list of-
And
I
at least
don't
to every
remember
other
what it was.
year, which will
Correct.
save us in that $10,000 to $11,000 range every other year.
Yeah.
So it's real money we could save.
So if Jane was here, we'd ask her where we're going to come up with the 3520.
Yeah.
If not, we refer this to the finance committee and
Yep.
have them tell us.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
well
I
worth
can
the money.
research it
okay,
and follow up with the board.
okay.
There might be enough money in some of Brian's transfer station funds to do some of that already, maybe.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that would be the first place to look.
Yep.
Really would be good to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Town hall engineering proposal.
You don't need a vote, or you do need a vote?
Well, we have to find out what.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you can make the motion
Subject
depending
to?
on what account is going to cover the expense.
Okay,
I'll entertain that motion. If
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It would
Yeah,
be nice.
that way, Mr. Chairman, I can follow up with Mark tomorrow
Keep it moving.
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
and move it
Keep-
right along.
Keep it
Yep.
going, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Town Hall engineering proposal. Engineer Jeff Bellino has given us a proposal for civil engineering at Town Hall. His services would encompass: 1, identifying site-related constraints that could affect rehabilitation; 2, development of concept-level solutions for each issue; and 3, preparation of a planning-level cost estimate. Such an estimate would give the town information regarding potential costs in rehab of the existing town hall building. The proposal for the engineering is $12,000.
This is one we've been talking about for a little
Yes.
while. We talked about it at town meeting the other night.
Goes back to when Stan was on the board.
Yes.
So
and
at
in
least
dis-
3 years.
Discussions with Jane
Right.
over the last several months on this. This money was gonna come out of the renovate construct fund, which the money is already there for.
Good.
So if we make the motion
I
to
would
sign
make a
this
motion
contract.
to engage engineer Jeff Bellino to prepare a analysis of the town hall, a civil engineering analysis.
And I'll second that. Look out of renovate construct.
Right, 12,000 out of renovate and construct. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye?
And Lou, you'll reach out to him too?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Annual town meeting procedural comment and question. A resident has hand-delivered, let me find this, it's old. Has hand-delivered a letter asking for an explanation why a request for paper ballot is not allowed by the moderator. Town Council Donna McNichol weighed in on the subject. Her explanation clears up the question, we hope. Do we want, I don't have a problem reading this letter. Do you want me to read the letter?
Please.
Probably would clear it up if we
Okay,
do.
so the letter, sorry, I'm falling apart over here. The letter, Dear Town Administrator and Select Board, I'm writing to request an explanation of the voting procedure used at the recent PVRS school town meeting. Upon arrival, registered voters were given a small blue card for a secret ballot. The initial vote was taken by voice, but when the outcome was unclear, several residents, including me, asked to vote by secret ballot using the cards provided. Although ballots were available and the request was clear, the secret ballot was denied by the moderator, and the residents were instead required to stand publicly in favor or in opposition. This change materially affected voters' willingness and ability to participate, requiring voters to disclose their position publicly, where social pressure, community relationships, and potential retaliation are legitimate concerns, undermines the reliability of the result. A revote by confidential ballot is therefore warranted to ensure a more accurate and representative outcome. This method raises serious concerns about voter privacy and the integrity of the democratic process. A secret ballot is not a procedural preference, it is a core democratic safeguard designed to prevent coercion, vote buying or selling, intimidation, and retaliation. It ensures that every resident can exercise their right to vote freely without fear of social, professional, or personal consequences. When voters are required to publicly display their vote, especially after being issued secret ballot materials and requesting their use, the process ceases to be fair, impartial, or trustworthy. Given these concerns, I respectfully request a clear explanation of 1, why the request for a secret ballot was denied despite multiple voters asking for one and despite voters being issued ballot cards upon entry. 2, what criteria, authority, or procedural rules were used to justify replacing a secret ballot with a public standing vote? And 3, how the town intends to prevent this from happening again and ensure that voter privacy, fairness, and democratic integrity are protected in future meetings. Transparency and adherence to proper voting procedures are essential to maintaining public trust. The residents of Bernardston deserve clarity on this matter and assurance that their rights, including the right to vote without intimidation, will be upheld. Thank you for your attention to this important issue. I look forward to your response. Sincerely, Michael Raymond. We got a response from Town's Attorney Donna McNichol, which reads, "This is actually a question for Jeff Wilson, as he is the moderator of the Bernardston Annual Town Meeting and therefore, according to the law, is the authority on the town meeting. But I will say the following. Ballots are handed out routinely at town meetings in case there is a need for a ballot vote. Handing out ballots at the commencement of the meeting is routine protocol and not an indicator of whether there will be a ballot vote or not. Most important, the law is very clear that the moderator of the town meeting controls the meeting. Mass General Law, Chapter 39, Section 15, in particular to this matter, in open town meetings, the method of voting is up to the discretion of the moderator in most instances. Town meeting time, Section 6-7. Voters may move for a ballot vote, and if that motion is seconded, and if the moderator considers it in the order, the meeting may vote for a ballot vote. While there may have been a call for a ballot vote, there was no second detected on the stage, and certainly not a call for a vote on whether to have a ballot vote or not. Town meeting time, Section 67. The reason for the standing vote, to the best of my knowledge, was because the counters requested a standing vote, as it was much easier to count accurately with the voter standing. New England town meeting is an open democratic process. Town meeting time, it is the rarity that there are ballot votes. The much more common practice is voice, raised hands, or standing votes. It is my legal opinion that the Bernardston Annual Town Meeting complied with the law regarding the methods of voting at the annual town meeting. But as I said, this is really a Jeff Wilson question to answer if he so chooses. Signed, Donna McNichol.
I will say that many people were disappointed that we didn't conduct a ballot vote. They felt that their voices weren't heard properly in that regard, and that it was reported to the select board at the time of the votes that there were many people standing out in the lobby outside of the range of the counters because they didn't want their vote opinion to be recognized by certain individuals in the audience that were in favor of the school budget. It's just disappointing that people don't have the opportunity to vote. We took that out of their hands because they feared for their jobs or I don't know.
Some sort of
Some sort of repercussions.
to it, yeah.
Have we learned anything? That we insist that we stop the meeting and we insist on a paper ballot, or to have the moderator defend his position?
Well, I will add, and I don't want to sound like a contrarian here, I watched the Northfield meeting.
Yep.
And according to what Donna McNichol said in her response, is at the Northfield meeting, a motion was made for a paper ballot, seconded, the moderator took the vote on that, and that vote happened to lose, so they went with, they had their wristbands on and they counted like that. But to Donna's point, she was on stage with us. You know, she didn't detect a second, and honestly,
There were many firsts.
right. Yeah. But and I don't want to speak for Jeff either, but for whatever reason, he didn't acknowledge any of those firsts as an actual motion. And I think it's...
Shame on us. And it may not have stood the test of the vote to whether we want a paper ballot.
No, and quite frankly, watching the Northfield meeting, I was surprised that after going to the effort to make the motion, the second, and do it properly, that it was still shot down. But much like at our meeting, it seemed like the room was a lot more populated in advance of the school budget vote. And later in the meeting,
They all disappeared.
Roughly half that amount remained.
Yeah.
So it might have been a moot point anyway.
However, moving forward, I guess a lesson for the townspeople, for the people that come to that annual town meeting, you gotta move and you gotta second. That's, you know, if nobody out there
Absolutely.
seconds it, then the moderator does not have to entertain
Absolutely right.
your chatter about you want it.
And that motion could certainly come from the stage too.
That is true.
But again, I think it was one of those things that we heard the voices in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And I personally, after attending dozens of these meetings, was surprised that the moderator didn't mention the language that was needed as far as the proper parliamentary procedure.
Yeah.
But
And there is one other thing I think we should look at. I know it's going to be an expense, and I have no idea how much. We keep hearing
The clicker.
referred to these clickers.
Yep,
I
it
don't
was
know
in
anything
today's
about
paper.
them. I know a lot of towns in this budget
Yeah.
cycle have been purchasing them,
yeah.
which avoids everybody having to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's recorded in some fashion. I have no idea what the expense is, but I know Chris has
Something
mentioned
to
it
look into.
before. We should
Yep.
look into it just to see if it's $4,000 or $40,000. I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's not
Irving is
$499,000,
using it
which
tonight?
was the,
So you could just as easily go and look at the broadcast and see how they do it.
Yeah, and I think Deerfield just approved
That's who it
buying
was, yeah.
them. Was
Yeah,
in
I
the
want
paper
to
today.
say, like, right after COVID, we saw a quote, and I want to say roughly 100 of them was like $6,000. But that's 5-6 years ago
It'd be worth
now.
looking at again, then it would avoid.
how do you handle it
All
when
this.
you, when 200 people show up? Tilt.
You got some that sit in the box and just wait.
Then you go back to the paper.
Yeah,
Motion in a second.
okay, that's the answer.
Yeah.
We won't make that mistake again.
No, definitely not. Pratfield usage request. Mark Dupree has requested to once again use Pratfield to graze his sheep. Go ahead.
Does anybody know if he's talked to Brian Miner about dates and times and events we have going on?
All I've heard is it's going to be after the gas engine show.
Because usually Brian Miner's like.
There's
the
no
contact
dates.
Yeah,
person.
because Brian Miner met with me earlier today, and he mentioned that he's been in contact.
Okay. So there's been that discussion.
So I will entertain a motion to approve his request.
Seeing that the request doesn't have a start or an end date, it's an incomplete document. The one that we
yeah, it
signed
doesn't.
is
You're
complete,
right.
do you know?
It's just a copy of that.
No. I
Yeah,
guess
the only
I,
thing it says is after the small engine show, but we want to make sure he's gone before the soccer jamboree.
yeah, there's,
Well before
okay.
that, when Jen preps for
Yep.
that. Brian preps for field for that.
Okay, I can follow up with him.
yeah. So maybe we table this
Yeah,
until
maybe we
he,
table that
Okay.
until we get.
fair.
this
I don't want to give the guy a
properly
hard
filled
time, but
Right.
out. Cushman Library appointment of library substitute. Cushman Library Director Lori Novus has interviewed for and offered the position of on-call library assistant to Kristen Farrell at a starting wage of $17.30, and I'll entertain a motion to approve.
so moved.
And I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Is that the starting pay that we give to
I believe it is.
employees?
Yeah.
I believe it
I think
is,
it is,
yeah.
So it's nothing special, just
You're right.
same old, same old.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Employee time off request. A town employee has submitted a time off request. The request was approved by the employee's direct supervisor. So I'll entertain a motion to approve that time off request.
Chris.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Old business, the Bernardston-Leiden Fire Services Memorandum of Agreement. Final legal approval of the fire services MOA has taken place. Both towns are in agreement with the terms. The Leiden Select Board has already signed the agreement. Catherine D'Amato from the Leiden Select Board is here tonight, and Peter Shedd is the fire chief is also here. So there it is. Hi.
Peter, you feeling good about it?
Yeah.
That was a resounding. Wait a minute now.
Did you guys get a chance to read it all?
Yeah, and it's been through both legal, two
Yeah.
different attorneys.
Yeah.
Leiden used one attorney, we used a
Well
different
vetted,
attorney.
yes.
Yeah,
They went back and forth once or twice.
Once or
Wasn't-
twice,
Wasn't
yeah.
many changes that any of
no,
them made.
no, there was some misunderstanding, the lawyer that looked at it for us, there was a misunderstanding about what it meant to maintain the building. And we corrected that
Yeah.
for her, and she was fine with the wording as it appears in here.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's been vetted by all that.
Yeah.
Fire
How did you come up with the
department, folks.
65,000?
How did we come up with the, oh, no. There was a number of they actually looked at a number of formulas, and I think Pete probably could answer that better than I can. And I didn't bring all that with me. But they looked at a number of different things, population percent, what percent of the population we are compared to Bernardston, number of calls, and other factors that they had used with the police, when they were looking at the police agreement. And they had three different scenarios in terms of, so I think by population, it was like 17% would have been like the percentage of the total
That's the same
cost.
percentage as the police.
The same as the police. And then by one of the other formulas that they used, it was a higher number, and then the 65 ended up being the middle, and that's the one that they discussed at the fire departments and at the meetings, and we discussed at
I thought I had it with me, but I don't have it. But I have the formula.
and we discussed at the Efficiency and Regionalization
Right.
Advisory Committee meeting, and we supported the $65,000 number. And I know that Jane and the Finance Committee had, they want to know all the details of it, and that's going to be worked out with the committee during this year.
I think that's a key piece too. This number
Yeah,
is
it
for the year.
Correct.
It's
While
for
we
1
build
year.
the-
That's what we did with the police.
Permanent document.
We had a 1-year test, everybody
Yeah.
shook
Make
out,
sure you're happy.
agreed at the end
Give
of
us
the
some
year.
true numbers.
Yeah,
to-
we didn't
Right.
miss something on
Look at
either
it.
side.
After a
Because it's
year, do you still like it? Everybody's all happy? No, let's change
Right.
this part of it, whatever. But,
It's like a prenuptial.
yeah,
Exactly, really.
nowhere in here does it say that you're gonna merge the two towns, though.
No. Unfortunately, I
I'm
mean.
still waiting for that one.
That was the first
Well-
thing we clarified right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, we could try to bring that discussion up again.
It kind of sort of fell flat on its face.
Well,
There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm for it.
it was very mixed and less so in Leiden, though after our town meeting this year, they may be more willing to think about, the advantages of having more people as the population of a town and things like that, because, well, you all know, I watched your meeting and
Yeah.
I watched the Northfield meeting, and I was like, yeah, we don't have much to say about
Yeah,
the overall
unfortunately.
budget.
I was hopeful, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're looking for a motion to
To
approve the memorandum
Of
of agreement
understand-
between the
yes.
town of Bernardston and the town of Leiden regarding fire department services made as of July 1st, 2026.
Correct.
And I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion?
Just for your guys'
Yep.
knowledge, I did run that by retired Fire Chief Joe Maruka, who's also a lawyer. He was involved, I believe, in the police stage when that whole first thing started. And I think he actually made the first draft that we cut up since. And he overlooked it, and he had no problem. And I also ran it through the legal services at Department of Fire Services.
Oh, great.
And they came up and they were pleased. Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
Good to know.
sounds like everybody's on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exciting.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
We have to
This
actually
is
do wet
the,
signatures
this
on
is
one,
the
right?
one with our original signatures on it, if you all want to sign that one.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can make copies, I guess, for you.
Yeah, I'll scan it
Uh-huh.
and we'll go from there.
Were you the guys that were making all that noise over there? Jeez.
So one of the other things is that, to put on your agenda, is now that we've signed the agreement, we do have to come up with an advisory committee. So that's one person from the select board and a member of the finance committee, and then a community representative appointed by the moderator. So something else for another agenda item for you to hash out which of you want to sit on that advisory committee, and then ask the finance committee, I guess, to make an appointment.
Can I see, Kathy?
Of course, Pete.
Sure.
I got a basketball hoop over there. You can take shots, you know.
No, I'm already doing the police, so I'm out of it.
Oh, you're the police advisor, so it's the two of you that'll have to hash that out, yeah. I realized we didn't put it on our agenda either, but we really need to do that. I will probably wait till after the election, because Erica is running for select board again, and,
Is she contested? Ooh,
yeah.
wow.
And so if she does get elected, she probably will be the person that will be on, because she's the most involved with fires, having been a firefighter herself.
Really?
Yeah,
Know that.
yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
So
Well,
next,
thank you.
next steps, everybody signed,
We're
we're in
signed.
motion, you need to form a committee,
That's it.
get all the people on the committee, and then the committee starts,
We start hashing out all the dirty details.
okay.
Excellent.
So I'm a little late to the dance here. Which town is going to get the original for this?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We should have had
Good
signed too.
question. I don't know.
Do we care? Do you have an original?
That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I don't think, it doesn't matter to us, I'm sure, either.
We'll get 6 signatures, you're good.
All right, well,
It's your
thank you. I'll
paperclip.
take it back, but if, you
I
know,
did scan it and I made a hard copy, so.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
all right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We're in motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work to get this done.
We do have the application package out to the members
The live
currently on
members.
the live members.
Oh,
so
excellent. Well, that's
we
great.
can
Getting some
get that-
enthusiasm?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, they're thrilled.
Yeah. So we'll get that rolling, and I've told if they got any questions, make sure they put that Lou's name right on the bottom, so.
All good.
Always glad to help.
All right.
Thanks,
Oh,
Catherine.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Catherine. Nice to see you.
Nothing else,
Yeah.
Pete? That's all you have for us?
That's all I got.
Wow.
Oh,
Way
jeez.
quiet. It's good.
Scares me.
I know. Where's the other shoe here?
I know, right?
Something's gonna happen.
Next up is the town administrator report.
Oh, that must be me.
Yes.
That's you?
Oh, geez. I don't know, I'm new here. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The debt exclusion vote that was pushed forward at town meeting, I finally found some language to use earlier this afternoon, so I would pass these down the line.
You have 3
And
copies of the same thing?
yeah, it's one page. I realize this is the first time you're looking at it, but if it pleases the board, we can go ahead with it as is, and I will let Chris know to order the ballots for the election scheduled according to this on Monday, June 15th, right here at Town Hall. And those 2 questions are regarding the fire engine that was approved at town meeting and the new Western Star dump plow truck.
Woo. Never
was
heard of
approved.
Western Star.
Western Star is a high-end Freightliner.
Oh, okay.
I learned this in my time away from
It
Bernardston.
is the Lexus of Toyota.
Yes.
Exactly,
Right? Yes.
exactly.
Toyota and Lexus.
You're right.
I also learned that Sterling is the high-end Ford.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
my time away was educational.
Life is good. So what do you want from us? You want a motion
If it so pleases the board,
Let's see.
to hold a meeting on
It's actually an election.
an election? There
Ballot
you go,
box.
an election on Monday, June 15th, beginning at 11 and ending until 7 p.m. to consider the replacement of the fire department engine number 2 and the Western Star dump plow.
yeah, and the replacement would, the Western Star would replace the 2006 International.
So this is the second portion of what was approved at the town meeting.
Correct.
Town meeting approved it to go to this step.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion, questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Very
You
good.
want us to sign one copy of this?
Yes, please. If you guys want to keep one for your record, I printed an extra one here that I can have back with the signatures. Was that Ken's motion and Brian's second?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, other exciting news, the FY25 audit took place this week. So George from Roselli and Clark was here, and Brandon did a little legwork online.
Brandon,
Young.
oh,
think
so
that's
not
his
our,
last name.
not our Brandon.
Didn't know we had a Brandon.
Grover.
Oh, okay. No. I didn't know he was an auditor.
No, he's not.
No, well, it's probably a good thing it wasn't him then.
You never know.
Maybe it would have been good,
Yeah.
depending on the
So he
finding.
did the on-site work. this Brandon.
George did the on-site work, scanned a lot of documents, was very efficient at what he did. I've not worked with Roselli and Clark before, but seemed exceptionally professional. So we should have those results sooner rather than later.
Perfect.
As I said earlier, I met with Brian Miner earlier today and was discussing the potential plowing hours for the winter schedule. It was something that former Chairman Keir had asked about. Brian Miner suggested putting an afternoon meeting together when we might be able to, just throw papers all over the table and make a little Tetris board out of it or something and figure out what's going to fit best for the winter ahead.
Yeah, we just need to look at it with, given the fact we did cut that budget to fit the school in.
Right.
We want to be fair to the highway folks, that they don't need to make all-out efforts to plow through the night to keep the school open the next day. I mean, yes, it's going to affect residents as well, emergency response, ambulance, fire services, but it's the cost of doing business. We can only spend the money we have,
Right.
and we don't want to continue to deficit spend snow and ice, which we have to fund by the end of the current fiscal year anyway. So Brian has taken a poll of many of the surrounding communities as to what they all do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, as you can imagine, everybody's all over the map, but there
Of
is a
course.
pretty general consensus that there is a section of time, significant section of time in the middle of the night where nobody's on the road.
My guess is that would be well received by the highway personnel
So
and their families.
we just want to start that conversation
Yeah.
early because if we do make a change, we want to get that word out to the residents, I would think, that, hey, I know in the past you've seen highway folks out 24/7 when it's snowing.
Yeah.
We're going to stop during these hours now for these reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll let Brian know that we'll schedule an afternoon meeting and
We know we'll just bring you up to speed, we won't make any decisions at it, but at least we can
Well,
start the
if I know what
conversation.
afternoon, I might be able to.
okay, and if
Any
you have
reason
any,
it's
if
an
you have any
afternoon?
preference, please let me know.
Okay.
Okay,
I can
Good.
only do the best I can.
that's all I would ask. One other thing, the Board of Health met last week, and I was told that Deb DeLabrere would like to be appointed back to the Board of Health. I know over the years she's been on, she's been off, she's been on, she's been off. They're under the impression that she's currently off, although she was at the meeting. So If that's a select board appointment, okay. If not,
It's elected position, is that?
Right, so-
The moderator?
I would have to research that, Mr. Brian. I don't have to call you
Yeah,
Mr.
no.
Chairman anymore. But now I got two Brians, so.
Right.
And a highway superintendent, so it's
Right.
just all over the place. So let me research that. They're not going to meet again for another 3 or 4 weeks. So I will put that on my to-do list and follow up with the board on that. And that is the town administrator's report, Mr. Chairman.
Excellent,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Under old business, the Historical Commission requests that Sherry Dean be appointed to the Historical Commission.
Yeah, they met yesterday, and this is why it didn't make it on the formal agenda. Apparently she, or the commission was told 4, 5, 6 months ago that this was going to happen. So it's more a housekeeping thing than anything. I guess she's been participating, and that's why it's there.
Okay. I will entertain a motion if nobody has any objections.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And then any business prior to or within the last 48 hours of posting?
It's good.
I did have one question, which I should probably clarify with the zoning or, I'm not even sure who's in charge. But, and maybe just the police chief. I don't know if you guys know, but if with this unregistered vehicle thing, right, you're allowed one or whatever, but let's say as we approach September, and really as we approach summer, because it's summer months, there's a lot of demolition derbies. People actually get their cars and they bring them to their barn, their house, their yard, whatever they do, and they get it ready. Is that exempt from that? Are we, you follow what I'm saying?
I don't think it is exempt, but that being said, they just have to screen it.
Yeah, I would assume that if it's
So if it's in their barn,
behind a fence or in
check.
the barn, no one's ever gonna.
put a temporary fence
Yeah.
up, check.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure how that
And-
worked. And I thought about it because I had actually seen an advertisement for a demolition derby. And I know the one in Greenfield we have in September is pretty popular. So I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, that's a good question. That's an unregistered vehicle. Let's face it, that car's not registered, right? Might not even have a title, but who knows? But I thought it was a fair question and I didn't know if anybody here knew the answer.
I don't know for a fact, but
Yeah, maybe it's just a bylaw. I probably have to read it fully.
I just have one other thing I'll bring up, that last night I did attend the Franklin County Tech School's last public meeting. Catherine was there as well, where they talked about the proposed new building. And I forget Leiden's numbers, I was thinking about that tonight when I saw Sue Bobe. But to the town of Bernardston, the numbers they're looking at right now, and it's subject to change depending on where they end up spending, but pretty much locked in. Bernardston's looking at around $248,000 a year for 30 years for the new school. That does not include the assessment for the students from Bernardston that attend the school. That is just for the capital. There will be a vote coming up on October 6th. That's been put out there earlier than this, but there will be more coming to that. I think Chris already knows that date.
Yes.
To the town clerk. And
Is
I
that
did-
also the date of the sixth town?
We don't really have a formal date. Lou and I were talking about that today.
Yeah, there's no.
Do you know, Catherine? No?
No specific,
No, I haven't heard anything.
yeah. Because didn't they want to do like,
We're still waiting to hear about that question about the ballot. whether
That's right,
all-
too.
Right.
The legislature is
all of
voting.
The towns that have
Oh.
open town meetings can go to
Right.
ballot instead.
That's right.
And I did talk to, at the meeting, at the end of the meeting last night, Brad Stafford, who was the Bernardston rep to the tech school committee. And he would like to come to a select board meeting as we get closer to the vote, just so we can discuss it and talk about it. He can answer any questions any of we have. And when it's on an agenda, if folks want to come in and ask questions about it, Brad says he's more than willing to answer any and all questions folks have. And if he doesn't know something, he'll find out in short order and get back to those people. But
He is in favor of it?
he is in favor of it. Yep.
And so our tech school assessment is the annual town meeting. meeting was 342,266, so it would be a $500,000, so.
Yep.
Right,
On averages, yep.
okay, plus whatever.
And the one thing they did say is that if this project is successful and gets done,
Sorry, 6 million, or 600,000.
600,000?
Yeah.
we wouldn't see a capital expense from the tech school for around 20 years. So like when they just did the windows and the doors, I think it was a few years back.
So the 600,000, just barely over what the increase in the PVRS budget was this year. Not what this PVRS was, but the increase. That tells you a difference. Order of magnitude. And how many kids from Bernardston are graduating from FC Tech this year?
Well, I don't know how many are graduating. I think they have 27.
Yeah, that sounds right.
27 is the number that sticks in my head.
But I don't know
And
how
think
many
Covers
seniors.
8, 9, 10, 11,
Going
12.
9, 10, 11.
9, 10,
Just 9,
11.
10, 11,
Yes.
12. So 4
27
years.
that are going to tech, if that number.
How many?
27.
27.
I don't know how many are
Divide
graduating.
by 4, close enough.
Close enough, yep.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Anything else?
Good.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good night.